self-control. You know what I mean? I feel like I have too many. Personally, that's why I'm kind of remaining celibate right now.
So,
yeah.
Do you need to know the girl's body count before you guys date?
Yes. Yes. What? I think that's very important. That's almost important as asking a nigga if they've vaccinated or not. In today's day and age.
Okay, wait. Hello. Welcome back to the Applying Pressure Podcast. I'm Mraz.
And I'm Young TP.
And here we are today. Lovely weather outside.
Very lovely weather. Cold as hell, but, lovely weather.
It's Minnesota for you.
It is Minnesota.
How have you been today?
I've been alright, bro. I've been good. Just a little on the tired side, but, nothing crazy. How you been?
I've been alright. I've been more productive than I have been for the past couple of weeks.
That's good to hear.
So yeah, it's been better. Yeah.
Yeah. So I do wanna. We were talking about a topic off camera, and I want to continue on that. How should we start it off? With what question? Because I was kind of all over the place.
What was we talking about?
We were talking about dating at a young age. In relationships at a young age.
I'm gonna just start it off with the question we're going for now.
You want me to start? Okay, what are your... so this is kind of a compare and contrast because I'm currently single and he's currently not. So, okay, but yeah, so with that being said, what are your, personal thoughts on dating at a young age as somebody who's dating at a young age?
My personal opinion. Yeah, if I had to give my personal opinion about dating on a young age, damn, I keep shaking this desk. Dating on a young age, I would say don't do it. Especially for the young men out there. I'm saying young men like I'm not in high school. Yeah, just especially for the men out there who are in high school. It's middle school especially. Don't
yeah, hell no. You should not be dating middle school.
High school, yeah, don't date in high school. Even in college is still really iffy. You're still really going through life. Nobody's really fully developed. You're still in school, stressing. You're living in a dorm room, maybe even an apartment with other people. It's just a really... Dating young isn't the best thing.
Yeah. To elaborate on that, because I kind of almost dead ass 100% agree. The only thing I would add on to that would be so me personally, I don't recommend dating at a young age, but at the same time, I wouldn't take back any of my past relationships only because it's matured me and brought me to the person that I am today. Not saying that in order to mature, in order to become the person that you are, you have to get through these altercations and these things with people, because you don't, You just have to be mature enough to put things in your own hands and actually seek to grow and seek to want to evolve and things like that. But with that being said, dating at a young age, I think it's only okay, and this is very rare, and a lot of people blow this out of proportion. They're like, this girl's perfect for me, blah, blah, blah. But it's first of all, you need to learn that you've got to put yourself first. And that's something that I never was taught at a young age, or just still not really taught by anybody else except for, online, some self-improvement gurus trying to put me on. But you got to really put yourself first and damn near everything. And that doesn't make you selfish, putting your emotions first, putting your time first, putting your bread first, putting everything that you do first, and then giving the rest of that time to your significant other. And your significant other should do the same exact thing. If they're not, then they're not right for you, because you shouldn't be trying to please them. Your number one priority in a relationship with anybody is not pleasing that person, is not making that person want to stay. They should want to stay because they want to stay. They shouldn't feel this person needs to do this for me and do that for me, in a sense of you're sitting there stressing every day about how you're gonna, make them happy or keep them and stuff like that.
What do you think the number one priority is in a relationship?
I think the number one priority is, I don't know if there's one specific priority on top, but I think there needs to be a balance. And with that, I think that the balance needs to be, first of all, what I said, both of you guys having your own thing, your own niche, or your own, like, whatever, your own purpose. Having your own purpose, but being willing to sacrifice things to come together. You know, whether that's time, whether that's money, even some types of boundaries, you know, because when two people are not together, they have specific boundaries. And when you come together, you guys are probably going to cross some of those boundaries because that's what two humans do. You're going to have to step outside of your comfort zone and they're going to have to step outside of theirs in order for you guys to actually work. So I think that those are the most important things when it comes to sacrificing time and boundaries. And I guess if there is a number one thing, it'd be putting your purpose and what you want to become first, and then sharing that with them, and you know, supporting them too, and having them support you. But never lose sight of yourself. Never lose sight of improving yourself. Never switch who you are or try to change your persona for somebody else's approval. If you're doing that, you are not supposed to be in a relationship with that person. You're not supposed to be somebody's friend if they want you to change. Like, if they want you to change things that you're interested in, the way you speak, the way you talk, things of that. Because that's what makes you you. Once you sacrifice who you are, your person, for somebody else, it's like, okay, that's wrong. And a lot of us, like, when it comes to dating young, a lot of us don't even know who we are yet. And that's the problem. A lot of us don't know what we like. We don't know what we want to do. We don't know what we want to become. And it's like that for a lot. There's a lot of people who are 18, 19, 20 who are still figuring themselves out, which is perfectly normal. But the problem is they out here trying to get kids and smash and be in a whole committed relationship and start a family and move in with each other. And it's like, dude, you don't even know what you want to do in 5 years. You don't even know what you want to do now. Why are you worried about starting a family? So, yeah, that's why dating at a young age is very crucial in my mind. And just in my experience, as somebody who's kind of always had that on their mind, like, I need a girlfriend, blah blah blah, type shit.
So yeah, like I agree. Just like, yeah, just dating young. Like, it is possible for you to be in a relationship while you're in like high school, college, things like that. My opinion on it, it's more so like a thing where like that relationship between you, say like the male, that relationship between the male and the female is very vital. The male, jeez, I might get canceled for this.
No, take your time.
No, I might get canceled this.
Canceled. Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
talk your shit.
I'm gonna just be honest. Men are naturally supposed to be masculine. I'm gonna be blunt. Men are supposed to be masculine. Females are supposed to be feminine. Let's just get the basics out the way. Do you disagree?
I mean, nah. It's just I can already hear the people.
Yeah. So like, just basically, yeah. Men are supposed to be masculine. The men are supposed to have the household done. Like they supposed to be their house.
Okay. Before you continue, I'm gonna just say in traditional terms, because like in 2022, bro, I've seen feminine ass niggas and masculine ass women in a relationship.
I believe those are real. It's just I don't think those work out.
I think it works out. I think if there's an equal amount of femininity and masculinity, it works out. Not saying that it has to come from the dude, but it has to. Like, you're not gonna see two feminine motherfuckers working. Like, for example, two lesbians. There's going to be a top and a bottom. AKA, there's going to be a masculine and there's going to be a feminine. You're not going to see two bottoms being together or two tops being together. Does that make sense?
Okay.
That's what I mean by that.
So, when we're looking at this household, say the female is the more so masculine one, while the male is the more so like feminine one.
Right.
So, who's paying the bills? The female?
What you mean a female? If it's two females?
No, like it's a female and a male. But the male is more feminine than the
I mean, personally,
who's paying the bills? The female?
The masculine. person is.
So the female, right? So the female,
right?
She's going out. She's probably like her own boss. She's like her own boss, CEO, management. She's probably up there. She's making a decent amount of money to be masculine in a relationship.
Yeah, what's she doing?
So for her to be masculine at work, having to prove herself at work compared to all these other masculine men that she worked with,
right.
For her to come home to a feminine female, a feminine male, I don't think that could work. I don't think those relationships could last.
I mean, because, that's very. My bad. You can go.
Because she could find
a nigga more masculine.
Yes,
than her.
Because that's what females love.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I agree with that. I do think, but then again, like I've seen some really weird shit, so I don't know. But in my mind, in my perception, yes. Like, for example, right? As somebody who's dated a girl who was kind of like bi, you know, not kind of, but was bi and is. If that girl was to mess with another girl, she'd probably be the masculine one in the relationship. Mm-hmm. But if she was to mess with a dude, she'd be the feminine one in the relationship. Does that make sense? Like, and I feel like that's kind of what I mean by that. Now, yeah, a feminine dude messing with a masculine girl, that's rare. But I do think that that's possible. I just think that's very rare and like very unlikely to happen. But I wouldn't say that it's literally impossible because, you know.
What is keeping her there?
What is keeping her there? Maybe she likes to be in control. Maybe like that's just her. Like that's what she's into. She doesn't like a nigga who's in control. She doesn't like a dude who.
That girl is trans. She's trans.
Bro, she's something. Hey, she's something. But like I said, I'm not knocking it. You know, maybe she is trans, whatever the case is. But like, there's definitely so many different types of humans on this world, and there's only. Like, as the years are going by, there's only more different people coming to be different.
But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, to go back to, like in typical house code, you have like the masculine man and the feminine female. Really, the masculine man is should be paying the bills, having the house phoned out, having all this stuff like set out. He's venturing out and trying to better himself. Trying to hit $1 million, so trying to be super successful, have like this nice family, nice house, all of these great things. The female, on the other hand, she will either work, but not because not because she wants to. Or no, just because she wants to. The female will work because she wants to, because the man already has to be both ways. Right. Because straight up, a female who doesn't have to pay the bills, doesn't have to pay a bill, and will work her job because she wants to work her job, she'll be way happier.
It's a keeper too.
Yeah, than just having to work a job because you have to pay the bill. She'll be way happier. Because that man has more to offer than anything.
Exactly, and you know she's offered freedom, like she's offered financial freedom, and like I mean, there's obviously more things that's better than like love and things like that. But I think when it comes to like materialistic things, that's like one of the best things that you can give, you know, your partner is like you give them financial freedom, you give them freedom to move the way they want to move and do the things that they want to do without the fear of failing and being in debt or things like that.
And all reality, like some men. Okay, are you okay with having a stay-at-home wife?
No.
Why?
What defines stay-at-home? Like don't do shit at all, or just be at the crib?
Like she has hobbies. Like maybe she paints or like make music on the side, but like she doesn't do nothing really.
Okay. I don't know, cause like, all right, the way I look at it is like, say I am, you know, well, it'll happen eventually, sooner than later. But I become this successful artist, influencer. You know, I just have everything that I've ever wanted going for me, and my significant other don't got like. When you say stay at home, like she ain't got shit going for herself. Like she just like if if I was, look, this is what I mean. If I was to lose it all, would she? If I was to lose it all, would she be like a homeless bum on the street?
Yes.
Then hell no.
Like she has talent, some skill, but like.
Nah, because this is how I look at it. If I'm rich as fuck, and I'm so rich to the point where like we're smooth, and you don't have to lift a finger, and you can do what you want. The only thing I ask for you in return, other than loyalty and to not cheat on me and stuff, is intelligence. I ask for you to not be stupid. And the reason why I say that is because say we do get into a situation where, I don't know, somebody hacks my account and steals all my money. I want you to be smart enough to understand that just because we don't have it all right now, we will get back to that. And I want you to know that intelligence and money and all that shit comes from here. It doesn't come from anything outside of here and here. If she doesn't have this and that, she can't be with me. I don't care about how much money you got. I don't care about how your body look. Now you got to be, kind of pretty, but you don't have to be like 100 out of 10. But the most important thing is your intelligence and your wisdom. I want you to be able to teach me things and teach yourself things, and always have that desire to grow and want to evolve. And even when you're financially, happy, I still want you to like have some type of goals for yourself. It doesn't have to be money type goals, but it does have to be like read some books, learn this, think about if we were to lose it all, like would you be all right? Would you be okay with, everything that you know now? Things like that. Because you can't buy that. You can't buy intelligence. Like you can't buy brains, you can't buy smarts, you can't buy experience. That comes like just through time, that comes through learning. So yeah, if you're a stay-at-home, to answer your question, you're okay with, I'd have a stay-at-home wife with those conditions. I'd have a stay-at-home wife if she was smart enough to provide for herself, and smart enough to provide for, like, say we have children, just in case something happens. Now, am I gonna do every single precaution that I can to make sure that doesn't happen? Of course. But I want you to be strong on your own, and I want you to be even stronger with me. I don't want you to be weak as fuck on your own, and you're only kind of strong when you're with me. Like that's just like you're trash. You have nothing to offer me. I think a girl is more than just like, we have kids and you just take care of the kids. Like I think a girl should also have some attributes and also be able to like provide at least for herself, and then get you a nigga who can provide for you and himself.
So if she's strong on her own,
what
is the male there? Male there for?
I mean,
because that's saying that she doesn't need him, and she's just good.
You shouldn't have to need me. You should want me. You shouldn't. I don't want a girl who needs me.
Okay, not necessarily need you, but like, what value are you necessarily bringing in that the next guy wouldn't bring in? If this girl is,
I get what you're saying,
solely independent. Like, in that case,
we can grow together though. Like you're independent, I'm independent. We're kind of at a point where we're not stressing over bot shit. Like when you meet somebody who's kind of like on your shit, and they're not a bot no more, and they're not like an NPC in the Matrix, and they have their bread going, and they're fine. They can literally do what they want to a point. They're all of the survival, because as black people, that's another topic we get on, but as black people, we have this survival instinct, because most of us come from, poverty and things like that, so most of us have these survival tendencies, and that's what we dictate a lot of our actions on, our survival tendencies. So say she's, black too, and she came from that. She came from where I came from, and she came up on a bag by her lonely, and like she's good now. Yeah, she's not gonna need me. She's not gonna need my money, and she's not gonna need my physical security. But you gotta remember, at the end of the day, we're human beings, and love is deeper than that. Because you gotta remember, money wasn't always a thing, currency wasn't always a thing, and success was simply just living your life. Success was being happy. Success was, doing what you wanted to do. And hopefully, when I get up there, I can find somebody who knows how to provide for their own, but we connect on some spiritual shit. Like we connect on like we're growing our souls. Like we're really like, I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, that makes sense. It's just, how often does it? I would say a prime example of this, and this may be like contradicting because I'm pretty sure she's dating someone now.
Mm-hmm.
But Megan Thee Stallion, this.
Mm-hmm. What about her?
I
don't like Megan Thee Stallion. That's why I said
okay.
her face.
But like, she built her own stuff. She's been making music for a while now. She's a millionaire. She's successful, quote unquote, in her opinion.
Yeah,
she's up there.
Right.
What immediate thing that a man has to offer? Because remind you, love is not there at first sight. Love is built upon.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you're just going off complete looks.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean just complete looks? Because
what's attracting you to them?
Their personality?
To make them to stay.
Like the way you guys can talk about anything without...
You think females really care about that?
Yeah, what, nigga? You don't think females care about personality and like have
I mean, they do sometimes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that type of female is harder to find. A female who cares about you deeper than your pockets. But I think that feeds what I'm saying though. The only females who deeply care about niggas who got it all are broke ass females. A female like Megan Thee Stallion, even though I hate to use her as a example, let's pick somebody else. Willow Smith, because that's one of my celebrity crushes. Okay, we're gonna pick her. She's rich as fuck, right?
Yeah.
She's rich as shit. She makes her own music.
Mm-hmm.
She's independent, and she fine.
Cool.
And she bald, but she's still fine.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, she got. I could say that she has it all, at least financially wise. She has it all. And I'm pretty sure she's dating somebody right now.
Yeah.
And I promise you that she is not dating that nigga because of his money. Because she's probably more famous than him and has more to go. And you can tell because, like, she be, posting, like, the stuff that she does in her spare time. And she literally just be chilling. Like, she literally just be, like, doing yoga and going out to places, eating, and having a good time. Just chilling with her mans or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that when you come across a girl who, like, she can do everything that all these other girls want in a man, as far as, like, the money wise, and far as, like, I need you to be secure, and I need you to do this for me, and blah, 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 which isn't a bad thing. Like, you're not a bad person if you're a girl and you want that. That's fine. But I'm just saying, when you boss up as a woman and have that, without showing your ass and doing all that other shit, you start seeing dudes and you start seeing who you're into a lot differently than you did when you didn't have that. You start seeing dudes in a higher conscious way, in a spiritual way. You don't see dudes materialistic anymore. Yeah, you probably still gonna want a dude who could, smash you good and shit like that. But it's more of like, I want us to connect now. Like I want to grow with you. I want to learn with you. I want to be inspired by you. I want to be able to hold a conversation with you and go to a coffee shop and just get lost in the conversations and stuff like that. I think that's what girls, because girls, they think about that more than dudes do. Now that I think about it.
Like the sentimental stuff?
Yeah, like the sentimental stuff. That's definitely a feminine trait.
Yeah, like they think about this stuff. I agree with everything you're saying.
Yeah.
My whole thing is, because I guess you're talking about like successful women.
Mm-hmm.
My whole, like the number one reason for like couples not working out or like divorces and everything is because of like financial problems.
That is true.
Just to go back to my point, it's just like when you don't have that man in a relationship, because typically the man is not living off the woman. If the man is living off the woman, that's not going to be a successful relationship.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work.
Like y'all can both be making like a steady amount of income, but you can't live.
Yeah, if you living off a shorty, you're an L. I'm gonna just say that now. Like, don't get me wrong, a shorty can pay for you, and if she, like, there's nothing wrong with a girl stepping up paying for you. Like, I've had girls pay for me. I've had girls give me rides. Like, that's perfectly fine. But if you are living, like, say you guys are together, boyfriend, girlfriend, and she is making more than you, and she's paying for like everything that you're doing and shit like that, and you just a broke bitch. Like, I'm just gonna be.
I wasn't gonna say that.
You're definitely a L. Like, you are a L human being. Like, you suck.
I mean,
like it's not personally. A dude should not be. Hell no. What? She wear the pants in a relationship at that point. Like you are not. You are a stay-at-home dude. And I know there's that meme where it's like if your girl's making a couple $1 billion, would you be a stay-at-home husband? No, nigga. I would be single. Like if my girl was making a couple $1 billion, she would want to.
And I'm not.
Yeah, she definitely one of the niggas making $5 billion.
Why is she making?
Exactly. Why is she making $2 billion and you making
50K?
Yeah, 50K.
50K,
like, come on, bro. Like, nah, bro.
But yeah, like, this is some of the, yeah. In all relationships, for the relationship to work, the man has to be masculine and the female has to be feminine. For that, typically, for the normal relationship, that's how relationships have. I'm not saying that.
You gotta use the right terms, man. I'm not trying to get you canceled.
Man, forget them. I've been saying it like that, but like, jeez, bro, they a whole nother genre. We haven't got to that chapter yet.
We can, but I don't know.
We're not going to that chapter.
We're not going to go there today. They're not going to go there.
That's like stepping between rocks.
That's going to be the most controversial one ever created yet. But no, I get what you're saying, and I agree with that. I think that there has to be feminine and masculine balance in a relationship, especially when it comes to a boy and a girl or a man and a female.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that as a primary provider, most typically in relationships it works out when it's the man. And I think that back to the whole
high school.
Yeah, high school thing, dating thing. This is the problem, right? Most of us, we tend to date, and we tend to like. This is why relationships don't work. We tend to look at girls, or girls tend to look at guys for the wrong reasons. We look at dudes. I mean, girls look at dudes, and dudes look at girls
because she got a fatty.
Yeah, she got a fatty. Trying to smash, trying to clap, or you're lonely. Like, those are pretty much the only two reasons why teenagers date, is because they're lonely and horny. And those two are things they don't mix together. When you're lonely and horny, you can make a lot of dumb decisions. That's the truth.
Yeah, for all the guys out there, don't think with the
Please, bro, I swear to God, stop thinking. Dude, a man who can control his
urges.
His urges is a strong man. Muscles don't make you strong, but I promise you will get them muscles if you can control your urges. I be telling all my niggas who be still watching porn and shit, bro, every time you get a sexual urge, do some push-ups and watch the progress.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
See, nowadays, if I ever get like that urge, or I'm scrolling through like my timeline, Instagram, Twitter, because there's porn everywhere. Mm-hmm. So if I'm going through that and I see something and I'm just turned on, I'm like,
yeah, like,
do I want to go do that? But like, I just take some time. I
meditate on it.
Yeah, meditate, or I just do nothing for like a good 30 minutes to an hour.
That's meditating too. That's like literally when you get that. My best advice, because when I first did it, I couldn't meditate for shit. I couldn't meditate on anything because meditation is not easy, but it gets easier the more mindfulness you get. But for me, I literally dropped down and did some type of workout. Whether I was running, whether I did some, because I have a pull-up bar, so I'll do some pull-ups. And then I do some push-ups, and every time I feel like giving up, I was like, "No, you wasn't trying to give up when you saw that shorty." So like, I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just like, put your body through some physical like exercise and watch how like the sexual urges is gonna turn into motivation and discipline.
Because that's what I would say happened. Like, I wouldn't say I lost all horniness, but like I don't get as horny as I used to be. Like whenever I get horny, it's more so it's like one of those things where it just turns in for me to like it clicks. Like, oh, you got to do this now. Yeah. Like, oh, you want to go? You want to go beat off? Go read a book.
Oh my God! Like that's what.
Go do that. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Like that type of pleasure is only pleasing for so long before you realize that you're stuck doing that and you're not getting nowhere. Like,
yeah, you're moving in a circle when you're doing that shit. And it's like, my bad. I was gonna say, for me personally, the way I look at it, right? Because I didn't always have this mindset. The way I look at it is like, if I see a girl and say I'm on like TikTok or Instagram or something, and she got like
a fatty,
she got a fat ass, whatever, and she got like 5 million followers, and like 94% of them niggas are niggas. I look at it like, damn, she got 5 mil. I gotta get 6 mil. I bet I can fuck with her at 6 mil or 7 mil. But don't make it a toxic thing. I'm not saying that what I do is for girls.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is, instead of me getting turned on by what they do, I'm kind of turned on, quote unquote, turned on by the success. Quote unquote, turned on by like how much that they're gaining, how many views that they're getting, how much they're doing. I'm like, damn, she can do this, blah, blah. I'll do this better, if that makes sense. And it's kind of like all the urges or all the doubt, all the urges, all the fears, everything, all the negativity that I get, I just recycle that bitch and turn it into positivity. I see somebody hating on me, I'm like, damn, for every time somebody hates on me, I get 10 more views. For example, that TikTok that went viral, niggas was like, -0.1 GPA, but every time somebody commented
that's
that,
another view that is getting put to more people.
Then I gained 10 more followers every time a nigga said that. So I was like, okay, I'm grinding, like I'm rising. And it's just like everything negative that you got going on, you have to figure out how to turn that shit into positive. It's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be one of the hardest things that you can possibly do. But like even something as simple as every time you say a negative thing about yourself or somebody else, you gotta say 3 positive things. It sounds corny as hell. When I first heard that, I was like, bro, this shit is corny. Mm-hmm. But nah, bro. You literally just start waking up and realizing like, I can do this. I can do that. I can do this.
Yeah, do some affirmations in the morning. Positive affirmations.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna be a millionaire when I'm older. I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be financially free. I'm gonna have a big house. I'm gonna have a happy family. I'm gonna have this, that. It's making sure, like, once you start saying this, and this, and this, and this, like, keep saying it over and over and over,
it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
And it's funny because, like, this is the funny part about it. The average person doesn't do that. So when you tell people these, quote unquote, what is the word? You know what I'm trying to say? Like goals that just sound so out of the
dreams.
Yeah, dreams. You tell people these dreams and they're like, oh, he's just saying that shit. That's because they don't treat themselves like that. They don't give themselves affirmations. They don't love themselves as much as they should. They don't do that shit. So when you tell other people your goals and you tell other people these things that sound like they're so far away, not many people are going to believe you. Yeah. Not many people have that mindset. And you got to remember, that's them talking to themselves. That's what I had to really put in my mind. Every time somebody told me I couldn't become a big artist or I couldn't do YouTube or I couldn't do this or I couldn't talk to that girl, I was like, nigga, he's talking to himself. Yeah. Every time you speak, you talking to yourself.
He's like, oh, you can't do that,
like,
bro.
You gotta feel that shit, man.
Like, I was talking to my friend the other day, like, he was talking about how he wants to be, like, a doctor. And remind you, this is, like, 12 years of schooling.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm talking to him, like, normally I'll be like, nah, you're not gonna make it as a doctor. It's like, that's just funny. I would have just laughed it up. But I'm like, all right, how you finna do it? Like, what classes you taking out? What's the plan, man? Right. Like, I like talking about what others want to do in life. And it sucks because not many people have to do that. They don't know what to do with their life. Like, I know somebody, we about to be seniors in high school. I know someone who doesn't even know if they even want to go to college or what they want to do, and they don't do nothing with their life. They play a video game, and it's like.
And I always tell people that too. Like, it's okay to be like a senior and not know what to do, but what it's not okay to do is waste your time. If you don't know what you want to do, I always tell people that's the perfect opportunity to do everything, because then you figure out what you like, you figure out what you don't like, you figure out what's cool, what's not. You have to put yourself through everything if you don't know what you like. Everybody who walks up to me is like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this, or do that, or do... Nigga, do it all. Do all of it, because we're young right now. We're at that age where we can make mistakes. We can start a business and completely bomb that shit. We can, go places and hate that place and never go again. We can join sports and be completely dog shit at the sport and know that that's not for us. But what you can't do is waste time, because you're never going to get it back. And I be telling people, like, for example, Monty, she really wants me to do this play. And I can't act for shit.
I was thinking about doing that play. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You should do it too, bro. I ain't gonna cap. She wanted me to do the hairspray thing, and I was telling her like I might do it. Yeah. And I'm thinking about just doing that shit because you never know. Like
you can turn it into a professional hobby, anything.
Yeah, like what if I get into it, do great, and realize that I like acting, you know, or like theater or something. I don't know, but I'm gonna try it out just because I have nothing to lose.
Yeah, like. you have nothing to lose from trying things out. And people fail to understand that success comes from failure. And it's like it's a hard thing. It's a hard concept for people to understand because it's like so hard to grasp. But the more times you fail, it becomes more likely that you succeed in life. And
exactly, because you learn it, bro. Like every time you fail, and every time you like don't like something. When you fail at something, you just figure out, okay, that doesn't work. Let's try this now. You feel me? Instead of just sitting back in your room, laying down in your bed, like, damn, I wonder where I'd be at if I tried this. Like, just do it, dude.
Like you throw ideas out there, but imagine you go out there, you try to build a business, it shuts down. Hey, you just try to build a business. If you didn't like it, sure, move on.
And you gain the experience. You learn what doesn't work.
So in all reality, that's not even a failure.
Right. You just learn something new. You just learn what it's like to have a business. You just learn what it's like to have something and face the error. You just learn. You just figured out, okay, this doesn't work. I learned this. I learned people like this. I learned people don't like this, etc., etc., etc. And another thing, right? You know Eddie, Mexican. Yeah, he walked up to me today at lunch, and I didn't really think much of it, but he was just like, "What's up?" I saw the Omega video, and I thought it was funny, and I was like, "Oh, thanks," and stuff. And then he was like, "I ain't gonna lie, I've been trying to start YouTube and like really be on my YouTube stuff," and I was like, "Why haven't you started it and stuff?" And he was like, "Oh, cause I wanted to do a little group thing, but I can't really find nobody who's like that." And I was like, "Nigga, just start, because you never know. There's people around you who probably want to do the same thing, but they're just too afraid to do it." And I was like, for example, look at you. You just walked up to me and told me that you wanted to do YouTube because you saw me doing YouTube. And it's like, dude, you got to do it now, and you will find those people who gravitate towards you, you know? And I always tell people who don't have many friends or have many people close to them who don't, like, you know, follow their dreams and really do the stuff that they do. They're going to gravitate towards you. You're going to find people like that. If you focus on what you want to do and you're focused on where you want to go and you're continuous about it, you don't need to worry about finding those people. They're going to find you. So, I don't know. I thought that correlated a little bit. And I hope you start. Shit, go crazy. So enough in this game for everybody to eat. Like, I don't ever feel discouraged when somebody tells me they want to rap or make music or do YouTube or do anything that I want to do.
Honestly, because there's thousands of rappers out there. There's nothing stopping each and every one of these rappers from blowing up.
Don't get me wrong, I'm competitive. Like, I'm definitely gonna like try to out rap you every single time we rap together, unless we're doing it for fun. Like, if you tell me that you genuinely want to become an artist, it's me against you. Like JJ, I'd be on his ass. I'd be like, okay, you get 5 interviews, I'm gonna get 1,000. You rap this verse, I'm gonna rap that verse. Like,
cause like when you surround your people, like what's the quote? Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. I love that quote. I never really understood it when I was like a year or two ago. I never really understood it.
I never heard that one before.
No, I heard it so many times, but I never understood it. But it was like this dude, he's talking to this young guy like, show me like 5 of your friends and I'll show you your future. And if you just got like a bunch of people
who not doing shit,
who just playing the game all day and who's not really doing nothing, what do you think your future's gonna be like? You're a product of your environment or reality. People fail to understand that. You can be hanging out, say I'm hanging out with you and I'm hanging out with this drug dealer after school. I'm going to be influenced by both. So I'm going to be caught up doing drugs, selling drugs.
And 9 times out of 10, you hanging around with 2 different people that do 2 different things, you're going to have to make an ultimatum.
Yeah, you're going to have to make a choice because
they're not going to, you know?
Yeah, it's not going to collide. So it's one of those things, like, you have to realize you have to cut some people out of your life and make them maybe acquaintances. Maybe you talk to them every now and then, but you have to make sure who is in your actual friend group.
Yeah.
Who is the people that you actually talk to, who actually motivates you, who actually do stuff with you. We used to be on the game almost every single day. One of the things I used to talk about this every day. Hey, we should make a YouTube channel. You guys cool if I record it? And like all the other guys were like, nah man, nah. And it was like, bro, why not? Like, and I just listened at that point. I just was content. But now it's like, bro, we were funny. We was making good content.
Yeah, blue.
But like, no, the idea kept getting turned down.
Yeah.
At that point, I should have distanced myself because it was one of those things like they didn't see what I saw. I saw a good opportunity there, and they didn't. So I could have just moved on, tried it with some different people. I just did it on my own.
Yeah, found some people who got lit just like that and was okay with it, or like you said, just like doing your own.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I was the same way too. Like when it came to this YouTube stuff, especially like you can tell by my channel. Like my first video was November 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be a YouTuber for a long time. I was just so afraid posting myself.
Mm-hmm.
I was afraid of showing myself because it was a lot of demons that I was still facing and fighting. Now a lot of them I've definitely faced more now. Obviously, look at a lot of things that I'm doing now, but you gotta like beat that battle within yourself. You really do. That's the most important thing, and that cuts back to the first topic with that dating young. Like we all, especially as kids, especially if we're dealing with generational trauma. Shout out Black Lives Matter and fucking black people in general.
I know.
Like we have a lot of generational trauma that we're dealing with, that we were born with, that we're going through, and with that we face discrimination in our household as well as discrimination in the real world, which stops us from wanting to be who we truly are. There's so many people out here who have so many talents and have like so much that they're interested in, but they are scared to express that because of the generational trauma or whatever you want to call it. It sucks, but you gotta face that and realize that you're not gonna get hurt. You're not gonna die just because you post yourself. You're not gonna die just because you express yourself and you like something that other people don't like, whether it's a song, it's a piece of clothing. Like, express who you is, man. Be yourself and really watch how far you go. Yeah,
it's
I don't know.
It's all facts, man. Just surround yourself around good people. Surround yourself around successful people, and you will be successful.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like you're a product of your environment. That's why you don't see a lot of people. That's why you see like 1 out of every like 7 people come out of Chicago successful. Like 1 out of every 7 black people come out of Chicago successful, and that's probably not like an accurate thing, but I'm just saying, like it's not too many people who come out like black out of Chicago successful just because you're so used to game banging, selling drugs, doing this, doing that. That's not doing anything that's really like benefiting you. Maybe just in your head, but it's not actually showing no benefits. You keep doing this. Maybe you want to change, but you have so many people who's like nah, bro. You can't rap. You can't record around here. You can't make funny videos. We game banging out here. So many people are around there living that life. When you surround yourself around that, then you're gonna be stuck having that mindset like, oh, I have to game bang. Oh, I have to do this. Oh, I have to do that, and growing up with that negative mindset.
Yeah, shout out to my older brother because he told me this back when I had hoop dreams and shit.
Yeah.
He told me, he was like, dude, if you want to get better at basketball, you gotta hoop with people who are way better than you. Like you have to hoop with people who be dunking on your shit and fucking you up because that's the only way. He's a football player. He told me like the only reason I got better is because I hoop with people. I mean, I play with people who are way better than me, blah blah blah. And it's like, obviously, I've kind of found what I like and what I'm passionate about now. I'm only around people who I believe are better than me at things that I want to be at. Like even you got a lot of things going. I mean, that man Flacco, shout out Andy, shout out Flacco, man. He got a whole stool in his crib and he's about to drop a project, and I'm very proud of that dude. He has a whole clothing line going on, and just I'm only around and talk to the people that I really believe that I can learn something from and that I can grow. Like, and there's not many people out there. That's why I'm kind of, distanced when it doesn't come to, you or a couple of my other homies. Shout out Ali too, man. But, yeah, it's like you have to, back to what you're saying, you have to really be around those people that you're inspired by and people who help you and people who are pushing you. And I want to meet more people who are like that. It's just there's nobody like that in this city, man. Nobody's like that shit.
It sucks. It's just hard to find people who's ready to grind, and it's it's crazy. There's more people out there grinding and ready to hustle down in Chicago compared to like these richest, wealthiest cities where majority of there's white people. You got the people who's hustling for $1 down gangbanging down the south side of Chicago, while you got people over here. I'm not gonna say a city, but you got people over here in Minnesota just out here living swell. They not hustling. They not about it.
Yeah.
And when you don't got people around you about it like that, you don't care about getting that dollar. You don't care about being successful. But you got people in the hood. They hustling for $1. That's why they're addicted to it.
Yeah, they hungry over there.
Yeah.
Too.
Once they, it's like with anything. Like say I invested in the stock. What's that? Netflix just dipped really down, but it's coming right up. Say I invested in it. I could have got a cool couple thousand out of that. If I did that, or if anyone did that, they would be addicted to it. Because that's a nice, easy way to earn money.
Right. And if you know what you're doing,
yes.
Like, bro, I'm dead ass. Like, if you really learn stocks, bro, you can really get up there. Like, I'm still kind of a beginner to it. But I'm really finna start investing in stocks, bro, because I really do feel like that's a gateway to get that passive income. That's like how you start. And back to what you were saying about the whole people like in Chicago versus people in where we staying at, like how people is willing to grind and do what they do. People over here is just comfortable, bro.
Yeah.
Like they're so comfortable, and it's sad because, like, yeah, I get it, bro. It could be worse. But it could be better too. It could be so much better. Like me personally, I'm not from Coon Rapids, but I'm not from Chicago either. You know.
You just put us out like that?
Oh shit.
But go on. I ain't tripping.
I don't give a fuck. But yeah, I'm kind of from all over. You know. And I can definitely say that I'm from good poverty. Like motherfuckers have been homeless twice and stuff like that. Yeah. Not to have no little sob story, I'm not tripping, but with that being said, like I already know what it's like to not have nothing. I already know what it's like to really see your parental figures not knowing what to do, not knowing how to get to where they want to be, not like whatever the case is. Yeah. So when I see these people in our city and they just don't like, because since their parents are like they're middle class and they got it. And then they go and they want to be where I came from. They want to be what I had to, what I had to go through at a little age as a little kid, just like experiencing stuff. It sucks because like, dude, you're just gonna end up that way. You setting yourself up for failure because of how people view you, because of how mainstream media, like, oh, that's a whole nother topic, bro. Like mainstream media really does. They glorify it, bro. They glorify poverty. They glorify homelessness. They glorify being addicted to drugs and shit like that. And it's just like, dude, you killing yourself. They teaching us to kill ourselves, especially black people, black boys. They teaching us to kill ourselves, bro, from the inside out. It's not even killing each other anymore. I mean, that's the thing too, but it's mostly killing ourselves by the way that we speak to each other, the way we talk to each other, the things we do, the shit that we put in our bodies. It's just crazy, bro. Like, I could go on forever and ever and ever about that shit, and it's sad because so many people are just gonna end up being like them old niggas on the corner talking about man, like them 50-year-old niggas like, man, like don't do what I did, man, like really like nigga, you don't want to be like that. I'm not being like that. I've met too many niggas like that already who were like 50, 40, regretting everything that they did because they was just trying to impress some stank pussy ass shorties and you just doing all this dumb stuff, trying to get, I don't know, validation, seeking validation from others and trying to be in gangs and doing all this dumb shit. It's like if you wasn't born into that shit and you're not in a situation where you needed that shit or you would have died, then why are you doing it? A lot of people do it because they want to. They don't do it because they have to.
I'm not promoting gangbanging. I'm not doing that at all.
I mean, I'm not trying to promote it either.
But I'm just saying, in this day and age, you get your money one way or another. You gotta get your money up before anything, man.
Yeah, I mean, to what cost though? Because like, instant money is just as bad as instant.
I'm not even talking about instant money. I'm just talking about getting your money up. Whether that's working a job, whether that's doing this, doing that. you shouldn't be content with this. Like a lot of people around here, it's comfortable. Like me, personally, I used to be super comfortable. Like we used to be on the game almost every day.
Yeah.
Like we used to be comfortable. But now I'm not content with how I am. I'm not content with where I'm at in life. So now I'm hustling more. I'm trying to get something out of this. So when you see an opportunity arise, take it, man. Get your money. Be safe. Try to do so legally. But like, yeah, get your money up, man. No girl is gonna want a broke man.
Hell no.
Let's be honest. Because what goes back to what we were talking. What do you have to offer that no one else could provide?
Right.
No,
right.
If you can't get money, mind you, there are so many ways to get money in this day and age. If you can't get money, why would this girl want you? Because that's just showing a low level of intellect at that point.
Exactly, because like the older I'm getting, the more I realize like opportunity and like money, not just money, but like just how do I word this? I guess opportunity. I'm gonna just say opportunity. That isn't that hard to come across. This is really not that hard to like. You just have to want it.
Yeah.
You literally have to want it. Like, for example, your phone, right? Your phone, this is the single most important thing that you can do to just start earning money and stuff like that. Like, you can literally just look up, I kid you not,
how to make money.
How to make money. And you're going to find hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of things that you didn't even know existed that can make you some money. Now, the problem with most of y'all is y'all look up how to make money, realize that it takes a lot of work, and stop. That's the problem. That's why you have so much information on how to get rich, but still not many people get rich. Because we're lazy. We're lazy as hell. We're not disciplined. We'd rather go beat our meats. You feel me? Instead of going to get some bread. That's how most dudes are these days. And they're okay with that. They're content with that. They're comfortable. You can go be comfortable. I'm not being comfortable. You feel me? I'm not about to sit there and just be like, I could get a girlfriend. I could also go on porno. You know what I mean? It's like, you're going to get tired of that shit after a while. You're going to get lonely. You're going to go fucking crazy. Like, it's sad.
Hey, it's hard to reflect on yourself. Mm-hmm. Like, I come from experience. Coming from experience, I don't know. I'm repeating myself. But, yeah. Coming from someone who used to just sit there and masturbate almost every single day, dude, it doesn't bring anything positive in the long run. Like, it really, after a while, it makes you reflect on yourself. Like, you will look at yourself in the mirror and you will just think, like, bro. And now, I think the last time I even thought about it, I looked at myself in the mirror and just had, like, a long thought, like, what are you about to do? Because you know it's wrong. And you know it's wrong because if someone asks you what you were doing,
yeah, you wouldn't feel good.
Like, yeah, you wouldn't feel good. You wouldn't give them an honest answer. If your parents walked in on you doing that, would you feel good?
Hell no.
Like, if your parents walked in on you learning a new skill, would you feel good about yourself?
Hell
yes.
Type shit.
It's like, put that energy towards something else.
And like, I'm a very spiritual person, right? So the way I look at it is I got spirit guides around me at all times. Spirit guides around me, and they talk to me through synchronicities, like 111, 222, 333, angels, if you will. Mm-hmm. My ancestors, if you will. Mm-hmm. So when I do things, and I'm not perfect, I'm not saying that I'm perfect and everything I do is good. Like sometimes I'll bake somebody or do some shit like that because
it's human nature.
Yeah, I'm a human. But I do this thing where if I'm like, for example, get them urges and stuff like that, I think about it like, motherfuckers is probably looking at me right now, just like reflecting, like, look at this bitch, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
because you gotta sit there and think like.
Yeah, and it just makes you not want to do it no more because you realize it holds no type of value in your life. It just gives you instant
gratification. Instant
gratification is what gives you negative emotions.
Truly. Because once you abuse that instant gratification shit, it's good every once in a while, but once you abuse it,
yeah, it's raps.
Once you start watching porn and you abuse porn, you will become drained after a while. You become so drained because, especially for men, your testosterone levels will be down.
Testosterone is bad, bro.
You wonder why you're not growing, you're not building muscle. Your testosterone level is going down, it's skyrocketing down. Dude, you gotta stop. Like, it's not, nothing's positive coming from masturbating every day.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, you're speaking facts. Like, it's funny because I was talking to a girl about this a long time ago about, testosterone. And something that I learned is a lot of girls don't understand like what testosterone really is. And when they hear the word testosterone, they think of like toxic masculinity and shit like that, which is really fucked up, and it makes me very angry because that just shows me if they have a son there, he's not gonna know how to control his emotions. But yeah, back to the testosterone thing. Testosterone is, in a woman, it's like her estrogen. It's what gives her hormones. It's what gives her moods, her body. It shapes her body and stuff like that. Same thing for a man. When your testosterone is high, you don't become a fucking crazy person. That's what girls think. When you have high ass testosterone, that you become a crazy, angry. No, when you have high testosterone, you become emotionally mature.
You're at your peak.
You're at your peak when
for masculinity. Like, you will become at your peak.
You're at your peak. You can build muscle. You're humble. You can actually think. You're mindful. You can, do what you need to do. And it's all types of benefits. Testosterone increases by the delayed gratification skills, like going to the gym, abstaining from beating your meat, even sex, even just sexual retention is also really good for your testosterone. Eating healthy foods, talking to yourself, meditation, things like that. All the things that are considered hard, boring, or just you're not going to get instant results on is what's going to up your testosterone.
And that's why you find masculine people doing hard things.
Exactly. It's not like some coincidence that high testosterone people are the successful ones and low testosterone people are the unsuccessful ones. The more you have, the better person you will become, because that's our nature. Same thing for a woman. I had a girl tell me that when girls like act crazy on their period or whatever, it's because their testosterone is high. And she was like, so that really just means that girls are just acting like guys. And I was like, what? That doesn't work like that, because you're a female. You're not supposed to. You don't produce. You don't normally produce high. Like, we produce they produce some testosterone just like we produce some estrogen. But it's not like the levels that we're supposed to have, because you don't have the same body as us. And that's what I was trying to get a point across, which I don't know if she actually got that point. But yeah, just to redirect a lot of girls who don't know that, testosterone in a woman is not going to be the same as testosterone in a male. If dude had high levels of or estrogen, they could get cancer. Deadass.
They can. If you have a high level of estrogen, you'll be a man with titties, with big titties. Big titties, maybe fat booty.
Consuming water from plastic actually, it plays a role in your testosterone levels too. It lowers your testosterone. So yeah, I advise you should get me drinking from the plastic bottle.
I'm just watching you like.
I advise you should definitely get a metal water bottle. It's really good. I'm gonna get one like this weekend and shit. But yeah, just the little things like that too. I think the government's out to get us when it comes to that testosterone shit too, bro.
Try to lower it.
There's so many things in the food and in the things we do every day that lowers the testosterone. Like, it's crazy, bro. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you think that females need to have their 3 or 4 phase before they get into a relationship?
Wait, what is that?
Their whole phase.
I don't think. Okay. No.
You don't think so?
Do you think all females have a whole phase? I don't think all females have a whole phase.
And by whole, this...
Do you mean like just fucking everyone?
I mean like dressing slutty, doing this.
I mean,
going to clubs, getting drunk, doing this, that.
Personally, I don't
Like, remember the Hot Girl Summer movement? I'm talking about that. Do you think that girls needed that to be in like a successful, happy relationship?
Fuck no, they don't need that. That's how you don't find a man, bro. I'm just gonna be honest with you, bro. That hoe shit is not pretty. That hoe shit is not cute. The only niggas that you're gonna attract while being a hoe is hoe ass niggas. That's the truth. You're not gonna find a good man being a hoe. You're not, because a good man doesn't want a hoe, and a good woman doesn't want a hoe ass dude. So no, I don't think a woman or a man should go through a hoe phase. Now, you can have whole ass tendencies as far as like your thoughts and be like, oh yeah. But if you're really like smashing and doing all this shit with, I don't know, maybe some dudes are going to be like, I don't agree with that nigga with the dreads. But like, personally, like I never understood that. I never understood like the whole shit. Like, I don't know.
I got this because I was watching you ever watch the Fresh and Fit podcast?
Yeah, I hate them niggas.
Okay, so I never actually watched. I watched like the Brittany Renner one, and I watched like some of it when it revolves around like Giving Down the Sauce God. Shout out to him. Yeah. So I was watching the most recent thing, and the question was, do you think that females need the 3 or 4 phase before they get into a relationship?
What they say?
This one girl has said that yes.
Of course she did.
Because she had to find out what she really liked before she actually got into a relationship.
What does that even mean?
Okay, what I think she's talking about is like she had to experiment and see what she really likes before she actually found
like what size PP she like? Cause
like what type of guy she likes.
What does that have to do with sex though? Sex,
I mean, yeah,
sex can be changed.
You can be a hoe without having sex. Do not disagree with me on this. Do not disagree with me on this.
Like, so when you say that, do you mean just like having multiple people that you?
I mean, having multiple people that you talk to.
That's being a hoe.
Talk to, kiss. You dress around slutty. You go to nightclubs. You drink and do what these slutty clothes.
You realize most dudes and girls do that to have sex. Nobody's doing that to go home alone. Nobody's going to the club to not bag a shit.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's just.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I just think that 99% of the people who are going through the whole phase are fucking.
Okay, let's just go off of that.
I've never been a celibate hoe in my life. I ain't never been a celibate hoe.
Okay, let's just go off that.
Okay.
So, yeah, her thing was that she just needed to experiment and see what she liked before she actually settled down with the guy that she was with.
I don't agree. Do you agree with that? I don't agree with that shit.
I can understand where she's coming from.
Okay.
Because, say she was in this relationship, and this guy is not really who she wants or like is attracted to. And
why are you there?
Maybe for like, that's what she found at the time, or like.
Okay, then the minute that you don't like that, then leave.
That's what I'm saying. They think it's better to have that whole phase and find out what you do and don't like before you actually go out and get with someone and leave them.
That's not being a hoe though. That's being a normal person though. For example, going on dates is a normal thing. For example, walking up to a girl, going on a date with her, hanging out with each other, and figuring out if you think she's cool or not. That's perfectly fine. That's not being a hoe. And if you're doing that with multiple girls, you like her, she's cool, you don't fuck with her, you don't have to go on another date with her, you don't have to go on another date with her. You know? That's not being a hoe. Being a hoe is just whipping your dick out and smashing all these girls. Just because you want to smash. Because the only thing that's on your mind is some ass. And for a girl, the only thing that's on your mind is some dick. Like, you're not looking for...
Come on. Wait, what? So you don't think that a guy talking to multiple girls, you don't think that's being a hoe?
I mean, what do you mean by talking, though? Do you mean, like, they all got a thing? Like, they all think that they have a thing with each other? Then, yeah, that's a bad thing. But make your intentions clear. Like, if you... For example, when you're grown, bro, and you like a girl, you guys aren't just gonna magically have a thing. You're gonna hang out, and you guys are gonna get to know each other. You guys are gonna start off as friends. And if you guys continuously, you know, click and you guys like each other, then you guys are gonna move on to wanting to be together. But you have to be Like, you have to have that communication. You have to say, okay, I like you, and I want to hang out with you more, and I want to, you know?
Yeah.
And that gets to the point where then you guys should start cutting other people off. But if you're just getting to know this girl, and you guys only went on one date, and you don't really know her that much, you are allowed to talk to other people, because you guys are not a thing. You went on one date. You're not a thing.
Okay.
You know?
So do you believe that people who are females that go through their whole phase can be in a successful relationship?
They can, but I just think it's a lot harder.
Why do you say that?
Because nobody wants to run through female. Nobody wants to run through female. Nobody wants to.
I mean, some do. They want to go with the experience.
They don't want to marry that girl. They want to smash her because she probably gives the best head, but they don't want to marry her. I can't. Do you know any dude who would marry a porn star that's not a porn star?
That would marry a porn star?
Yeah.
Some horny dude?
Exactly. Some horny dude. A dude who doesn't have his head on right. Nobody wants a hoe. Like, and I hate the quote, once a hoe, always a hoe, but it kind of is true when it comes to that, because you're literally like just messing with all of these dudes for the, like, if you were just in a whole bunch of relationships that didn't work out, I'd rather you do that than be a hoe.
Yeah.
I would mess with a girl who was in like 10 relationships and that didn't work out. That were, relationships. They were good relationships, but they just weren't good relationships.
And you find that she has sex with every one of them?
Yes, only because I realize you're not a hoe.
Then how do you know that?
Because she
tells you that she's not a hoe.
Okay,
like,
well, obviously you're gonna have to do some credentials and like you gonna know if she's a hoe. You just gonna know. I feel like you just gonna know. Maybe I'm
there's
wrong.
times when you just
don't know.
It catches
True.
you off.
True, but I mean, I guess it just comes down to me being in that situation. But let's just say she was open about it and she was like, I was a hoe. Is that okay? No, I don't want to date a hoe. I would mess with a girl who was in multiple relationships, not at the same time or some weird shit like that, but like they just didn't work out. Because especially if we're older too, like say we're like, I don't know,
20.
Yeah, well not 20, but like mid 20s, late 20s, and she was in a good amount of relationships, and it just didn't work out. That's fine, because I probably was too. But if you were a hoe and you were out here just getting ran through by the football team, the basketball team, you were going to frats and getting your back blown, don't think that I'm gonna just come here and be like, girl, I don't care about them niggas. Like, no. It doesn't work like that.
Okay, so what's the limit on bodies that she can have?
The limit? I don't know if I have a specific number. Maybe just like...
So say this girl had 12 buddies. Your age.
At my age?
Yeah.
Nah. Nigga, I am 16. That's almost a body every year. Fuck no. No, hell no.
So you do have a limit.
12?
So you do have a limit.
The limit, okay, I'll say this. The limit bases off how old we are.
Okay, say now, what's your limit?
Anywhere between like 5 and 10. Or maybe like 5 and 8.
So say if a girl had 9 bodies, would you mess with her?
If she was really, really cool, but you would have to be really cool. But you would have to be like you'd have to be like a once in a lifetime girl that I've never ever came across in my life.
So it's 10. Is 10 pushing it?
Yes, 10 is definitely pushing it, bro. We're not even 20. Nigga, we're not even 18 yet. 10 is definitely pushing it. You should not be out here clapping a new person every few months or every year, bro. Like, that just shows that you have no self-control. You know what I mean? I feel like I have too many. Personally, that's why I'm kind of remaining celibate right now.
So,
yeah.
Do you need to know the girl's body count before you guys date?
Yes. Yes. I think that's very important. That's almost as important as asking a nigga if they vaccinated or not. In today's day and age.
Okay, wait. So, mind you, we're talking about body. So, say you already know she's not a virgin.
Right.
You still want to know her body count?
Yeah. I mean, okay, if we're grown, maybe not.
Say you're like 30.
Or you're in your late 20s.
I don't know if I want to get my heart broke like that.
And y'all get on another discussion, and you tell her your body count, and she's like,
I think
you want to know mine?
I think it's important to know that, though. I think it's important to know that. Do you think it's important to know that or no?
If I'm that old, if I'm in my late 20s or 30s,
Probably not.
I don't want to know what your past is like. I want to know if you're a virgin or not. I want to know if you're pure or not. I feel like.
Do you need you a pure girl?
Yeah. I like. You have to either be pure or have a max of like 3 bodies. If I'm like old. Like, but I'm saying, I'm in like 20 to 30.
I know this one girl, bro, and she's like completely celibate, bro. She's like a virgin, and like she's like 18, like she's like celibate. She don't stay up here though, but I don't know. She's fire.
Yeah.
She made me want to be celibate after we had that convo.
Yeah. But it's just nice, and because when you get a female of purity, and I'm saying purity. Don't take it out of context. I'm just saying she's a virgin. But when you would get that female out of it, this girl hasn't talked to nobody else. She hasn't done nobody.
That's fire,
bro. And you were her first.
That's fire.
So
that is fire.
Cause she don't know no better.
Yeah, but I think that's an ego thing. You don't think that's a little bit of like an egotistical mindset?
Yeah, call me egotistical. She don't know no better, man.
I agree with you. Like I agree with you, and I think that comes down to don't know nigga with a hoe, bro. Like nobody wants a hoe, a girl with a hoe face, bro. Nobody wants that. Like it's so nasty. Nobody. I don't even want a girl who acts like she a hoe and isn't a hoe.
Like say
like if that even makes sense.
Say if I'm 20 and I found out my girl had been ran through, and this was like years prior to that.
Wait, hold on. How many years are y'all together? Or it don't matter.
So say we've been together for like a year, and she got ran through like
that's still kind of early.
2 to 3 years ago, and yeah, bro.
What if you guys were together for like 4 years and you was thinking about getting engaged to this girl, and then you found it out back in high school that she was being ran through?
If it was in high school, then
you don't care.
I mean, how bad was it? How many people have been in?
4 big buff black niggas on the football team, and they were all starters.
Okay, if you say it like that, then no.
Raymond Hershey.
3's the max.
3 is the max.
3, because anything over that is pushing it. You've been around too many people.
Wait, 3's the max of all time?
Yes.
Nigga.
That's pushing it, bro.
You're tweaking.
That's pushing it, bro.
I'm sorry, but if I'm at a bad-ass fine one...
That's on her stuff.
It's on her shit.
Mind you, if a female is on her stuff, I don't believe that she's going through relationships like that.
I ain't think about it like that.
Yeah,
right,
I don't think a female who's on her stuff all the way up to her late 20s, I don't think that she's going through maybe she's been in 1 or 2, but like I don't think she's going through relationships left and right.
Facts. You make a very, very good point.
Like
if she's really on her shit and she's like the girl we was talking about earlier, like a girl who's independent and really on her shit.
Yes.
She's not dating niggas.
Like
she's not worried about a nigga.
No.
You're so right, bro.
She's completely independent.
You're so right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if it comes to that point, 3 bodies is the limit.
And she's like, "Oh, I accidentally smashed him back," and like, no, bro,
it accidentally went in me. You know, it happens, and I don't know.
Don't ever get that meme. She's like, "I accidentally sucked dick." Have you seen that video? That video is so funny, bro. I was like, "How you accidentally?"
You know, I tripped and my mouth was open.
Bro.
It's peaceful.
Bro.
Oh.
That shit was so funny. But yeah, now that you say that, bro, yeah, I think, wow, I didn't think about it like that. Because how the hell are you on your grind and smashing? Like, how the hell are you
catching a body every month?
Yeah, catching a body every month, but you're successful, unless you do OnlyFans. Like, that's the only way if you do OnlyFans.
I mean, Pornhub's up there too, man.
True that too.
Don't be a porn star, man.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I just
what?
Thought about that, bro. Oh, dude.
What?
I just cringe every time I know that there's like successful millionaire women out there who are only popping because they show their body and they smash dudes. Mm-hmm. Like, that shit actually makes me want to, like, shoot somebody, bro. That shit make me so angry.
I mean,
We gonna see them too when we get up there. That's what's making me even more angry. Like, bro, you do not deserve that title. You don't deserve no throne.
I mean, some of these females been letting these guys run through them like crazy. I think they deserve a.
They don't deserve shit.
I think they deserve a couple mil, man.
It was free will. They wasn't getting raped. They wanted that shit.
Yeah, but
They don't deserve shit. They got their pleasure. They're big.
Imagine
They don't
that
need money for it.
the public embarrassment. You can't get a job after that.
I mean, you don't deserve a job after that.
Bro, so I was looking into it. So you know Lana Rhodes?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot whose ex that was.
Logan Paul.
No,
Logan Paul's friend.
Yeah, the
Logan
dude
Paul's
he's on the
friend.
podcast with.
Yeah, I forgot his name though, but I know you're talking about.
Yeah, so that got like that's, and yeah, they had her on a podcast, and she had said that she started doing porn when she was 16.
Bro, what?
She said she started doing porn when she was 16.
That's illegal.
And I think the questions was like, well, how'd you know you was ready? And what about the flash? She like her question or the answer to most of the questions was, well, I knew I knew this was for me. I knew I was gonna be successful. I knew I was gonna be a big porn star. And I'm sitting there like, this is not something like you. Oh, I knew I was gonna be an astronaut someday. I knew I was gonna be a billet. Like,
She was like, yeah.
I knew I was gonna be
porn
getting
star.
ran through one day. Like, bro. And it's just funny because these girls are they're in the top 1% with how much money they make, and it's insane because, I mean, I guess they're having sex with people they probably don't really want to have sex with, but they're getting paid for it.
Remember, I was opening on text one. The problem with that is, bro, and this is why I don't understand these OnlyFans bitches, bro. Females. Nah. And the reason why I say that is because you're not gonna look like that forever. You know, girls, and this is something that shout out to Hamza, he's another YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
There's this thing called the SMV,
Yeah.
sexual market value.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much what that is just like your sexual attractiveness and like, you know,
Yeah, it decreases as you get older.
Yeah, for men it does. For men, it increases all the way up to like 30s and 40s. Let's just say you're taking care of yourself. And your
Yeah, it
testosterone
increases while females decrease.
Yeah, females, they hit their peak way earlier than dudes just because that's just how genetics are. So girls hit their peak from like 16 all the way to like 28.
But men hit their peak at like 30 to 40.
Yeah, and then men, they're just constantly rising all the way up into 40 to 50.
Yeah.
Like that's where they hit their peak, and then it'll fall after like 50.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about it, and I'm like, bro, these girls are literally ruining them. Like, dude, you gotta understand this. When these OnlyFans girls, who are like making millions and millions of dollars right now, when they get old, and when like they're not as young looking as they used to be, they're gonna be poor unless they're investing their money right and they're doing what they need to do. You know how many lick a Lil Pump? If they have a Lil Pump tendency of having money and they don't know how to spend it right and do them things, they're gonna be poor. They're gonna fall off.
That.
You don't believe that? You think they're gonna be rich?
They'll always have like something to go. Like they could go on somebody's podcast, talk show, do something.
Nobody
like
cares about a washed up porn star.
Yes, they do. They want to hear like the story behind it, why they did it, how they fell off. People want to hear that.
Niggas don't watch that shit for
People
that.
want to hear that.
Dudes watch porn stars because they like giving their meat to them. They don't porn. You gotta realize, women in the porn industry have no personality, and the ones who do have personality, have made it very clear that they have a personality. Look at Mia Khalifa. She was one of the biggest porn stars in the world. Quit porn, and now she's making bread doing whatever she's doing now.
Whatever she's doing.
I'm not like focused on her life, but I just know she's still successful.
Yeah.
But a lot of these girls, like, they don't. Okay, I respect a girl who does porn and knows what she wants to, like. So let's say she does porn, but she's also a rapper or some shit. Like, where she does porn, but she's also like an artist, or just she has something else to give out to the entertainment industry than just her body.
You can't come back from that.
I mean,
people,
you can in the rap game,
dude. No, because people look at Kim K.
Look at Ray J. That nigga fucked shit out of Kim K, and he's still
because that gives him respect. For men,
Kim K is in the makeup industry killing shit.
Yes, but she fell off for that good amount of time. Like a lot of people.
That's why she got famous. That's why she got famous. She wasn't famous before that. I mean, she was like kind of up there because her dad was a judge for the O.J. Simpson cases, but she wasn't really anything until that. Because Ray J was already a thing.
I wouldn't say that.
And then he clapped.
Kim K had a decent amount of following before Ray J.
She had an okay amount, but she wasn't the most followed woman on earth.
No.
Until after that porn video came out.
I wouldn't say that
and then she posted her ass naked on Twitter that one time. That nude.
I wouldn't say that made her though.
It didn't made her, but it definitely gained her like over half of what she has now.
Yeah, but you look at some of these other celebrities that get exposed, it doesn't really do too much positive. It doesn't help them positively. Like their net worth doesn't increase because their sex tapes got released.
If you're fine, it does. If you're good looking, it does. Especially for women.
No, because
what?
A lot of people wouldn't want to have you on their shows. They wouldn't. You would lose. Imagine how many
contradicts everything that.
Imagine how many brand deals Kim lost.
Dude, OnlyFans, all that shit. You literally just stated that people are still gonna want to hear the porn star story after she falls off.
Yeah.
That's a contradiction because you just saying that brand deals and all that shit don't want to know what they're doing. That's porn. That's what I'm saying. They're gonna fall.
No,
off.
you're gonna lose you're gonna lose certain brand deals, but people will still allow you. Like there's talk shows that you like Adam 22. He'll probably have you on them talk shows.
Adam 22 isn't gonna be focused on your old ass. He's gonna be focused on the next upcoming porn star.
No, he will take what he can get. Because if you still have a large amount of following, no matter how you look, he will probably still put you on that podcast.
The thing is, once they become crusty, they're not gonna have a large amount of following no more.
How old do you gotta be to become crusty? Because remind you, they can get all these different implants, makeup. That's why a lot of these women who look young while they're old look young. I said that very well. That's why a lot of older women look young.
I guess, yeah. If we put it like that, then yeah. Then they can get all the surgeries and do all that shit.
Because I've seen a decent looking 30. I think I've seen some decent looking 30 to 40-year-old.
30-year-olds are fine, but 4-year-olds are not fine.
No, makeup. Look at
There's only a few 40-year-olds, and those are like the big millionaire 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds because they have the money to look young. But I'm not talking about.
Yeah, and I believe those porn stars will spend that money to still look good.
Still look good. I guess, yeah. I respect that.
Up until they get tired of getting dick in the teeth.
I know what you're saying, but yeah, I still just don't think that that's a good way to go, man. Like in that porn shit, bro. Like, you know how hard it is gonna be for you to actually find a man, like a man who loves you.
What if that's not what they want?
They're not gonna say that when they crusty and don't know what they want them anymore.
They can be good without it.
Money's not happiness.
To some people, they find happiness with their money, just because they can do more stuff with that money.
Like what? Buy stuff?
Travel, go places. They don't have to worry. They don't have to worry about
without the people you care about.
They don't have to worry about paying off debts. They can make their family financially free.
Okay, what about the family that you want to start? Oh wait, you can't because.
But some people don't want to start families.
So you think people are okay with just having hella money with nobody?
Yes.
I'm not okay with that. I'm willing to give up all my money for love, like in a family. I'm willing to give up all of that to live in the forest and shit.
When I'm older.
I'd do that shit tomorrow if I had to choose.
No.
I would.
Cause
I don't care.
You got to experience life.
I mean, I respect the experience thing, but at the same time, it's like a lot of people. I'm all for making fuck. I should spill a lot of this. Is that what trash can? Trash can? But I'm all for sacrifices at a young age to experience in the future. But it comes to a certain point where, and I know this is definitely an older person thing,
Yeah.
where you don't care about the materialistic and you just want that. You just want that love. And I think the only reason why I think about it now is because a lot of us are sacrificing too much for the fame. We're sacrificing too much for the money. For
What's
example,
too much?
getting dicked down on camera is too much for some money and fame.
Why do you say that's too much?
Because no nigga is gonna want you.
There are some.
Nah. Alright, bro. I mean, maybe there are, bro, but it's just gonna be that much more difficult, and it's gonna suck for them. And I'm teaching my daughters. They not.
Look at the dude. He was doing a lot of what, bro.
Bro, that nigga's a scrub. He got money, bro, but why is he?
Is Logan Paul a scrub?
Yes.
Jay Paul a scrub?
All of them.
Well, what makes them scrubs?
Their content sucks. I don't like their content. I mean, Logan Paul's content is okay, but like Jake Paul, bro, like I don't like Jake Paul because he tries to be something that he's not, bro. Like even though he beat the shit out of Tyron Woodley was speaking facts about how. Yeah.
What you mean he trying to be something he not?
Bro, you see what he be doing, the way he be talking, the way he be acting. Like, he be acting like he black, and he be acting like he came from that. And the things he does and the stuff that he raps about and things like that. If you know. Like, I just don't like that. Cause
I mean, that's content.
That's not good content, though, bro.
It is.
How's
especially
that
to the younger community. When you see, like, I wouldn't even say the younger, like, people our age, like, showing that to people our age, like, people will make fun of Jake Paul. People have been making fun of Jake Paul since I don't know how long. But when they see him rapping about the life he's never been through, they find it ironic. But they'll keep playing it.
I mean, yeah, his views are going to run up. But that's the difference between, you know, the type of content I want to make and things I want to do versus them. And the reason why I don't like their content is because they're the entertainment gurus. They're the entertainment people who just do shit for views and money, and they don't really put thought into their viewers. They don't put thought into, like, they put thought into it, but not the right kind. You know,
What do you mean?
Like, for example, Speed's fan base. Speed has a fan base of dumb ass, little ass, dumb kids who don't do anything. Like, literally, I saw a clip, 5-second clip of a Speed fan walking up to him and they started twerking, and then they walked away. And they're doing nothing but I don't care that he's twerking. It's just they're doing nothing but making they're making the future generations dumber. Like Gucci Gang, Lil Pump. Like, it's just they're dumbing us down. It's all dumbing us down. And the reason why I don't like what Jake Paul is doing is because when Jake Paul does shit like that, all of his little white viewers, they want to be black. They want to act black. They want to do these things. They want to be just like him. They want to rock the chains and do all that stuff and say that they came from the struggle and do all that shit, because you shouldn't be trying to be something that you're not. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Okay,
with all
you shouldn't try to be
content
something,
creators.
but you can look up to Jake Paul without trying to be fake for camera.
I mean, you could look up. I don't think you would look up to somebody who's faking for camera.
I could look up to Jake Paul just because of he's an expert on content creation. He's an expert on youth. He's a millionaire. He's smart. He's intelligent. He's not stupid. He raps about this stuff because he knows it's gonna get him views. It's gonna give him money.
So, do you support that?
Yes.
That's crazy.
I'll support anyone who's about that hustle.
I don't think that all hustle's right, and I don't think that all these, like, don't get me wrong, I do mess with, you know, a nigga, you know, getting paid, getting his bread, moving his mom out. Like, that's a blessing to anybody. But when the repercussions, I feel like I've said this before in some other thing, but when the repercussions outweigh, like when the bad outweighs the good, even if you can't see the bad, there's a problem.
What's the bad?
The bad is literally the fans, bro.
Okay, pause.
Yeah.
So do you think rap artists should stop rapping about gang violence and smoking drugs and drinking?
It's about how they do it. It's not about, because I respect the talking about that shit. It should definitely be spread because it's not talked about enough, especially in black households. I was writing this in my essay for English class about the education system with black people. Maybe I could talk about it this month in school. But the problem and the reason why the statistics for black people going to a 4-year college and graduating from that 4-year college, or like just becoming successful when they get out of high school, and why those numbers are almost half as much lower. I don't know the exact numbers, but almost half as much lower as like white people and other races is because we don't get taught how to like move the way we're supposed to. We don't get taught how to deal with the things that we're dealt with because we're not the same as other races when it comes to the shit that we've been through and the way that we have to act in America, the way that we have to be in America. A lot of things that we're going through, we have to process our emotions a little bit differently. We have to understand that, nigga, we used to be slaves 200 years ago. That wasn't a long time ago. That was two to three generations ago. We were slaves. So that stays with us. That stays with us through future generations. And my bad, I'm all over the place. But yeah, cutting back to the whole thing with that, the Jake Paul shit and the situation like that is, it's cool that you're getting bread, bruh. It's cool that you're doing this. But is this really better than anything that the world's going through right now, and better than anything that the people who look up to you, they want to be like you, they want to help you, or they want to get to where you're at. Like, they look at this person, they're like, oh my gosh, this person is so cool. Wouldn't you want to set a good example? Like, I mean, if you're setting bad examples, like, you're abusing your power and influence, and you shouldn't be an influencer.
That depends on who you ask. Cause
I guess, but
to some people, it's like, if I listen to like rappers like Dirk or King Von, I respect them as artists, but I'm not influenced to go gangbang.
But that's you.
Yes,
that's not everybody.
So that depends on the person. This person can put out content, and no matter how he portrays his content and how he wants his viewers to react and how he wants them to be, it all depends on the person watching it. It's all just entertainment.
I think that's 50-50 though.
No.
That's definitely 50-50.
Because you can put out a certain type of content. Because, respectively, Jake Paul, you can argue that he's inspiring a lot of people to just go and make content similar to his. And what is wrong? What's wrong?
I agree with that. He is doing that.
And I'm saying with every good comes with the bad.
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
And I agree with that. But
what?
I still stand by my opinion when it comes to a lot of people are pushing negativity in senses of like content and music. Like you can't sit here and tell me with a straight face that there is a music that deadass is pushing. Like, it's literally pushing agendas and negativity in music. Like, yes,
but I wouldn't say Jake Paul.
We can perceive it in a way.
But I wouldn't say he's pushing a negative agenda.
I think the way that he carries himself is pushing a negative agenda. Maybe that's not his intention. I just told you how. The way that nigga be acting, bro, the things that he be doing and stuff like that. I mean, I haven't watched his content in a minute, but I don't really think I have to. A lot of people can already say it for me. If you just look up the type of shit he be doing and stuff like that.
Yeah, he does like pranks. He does training videos. He does silly content. Mm-hmm. Typically, his content used to be solely for like the younger kids. Right. Now he's like getting more to like mixing it with like the older kids who are in high school, college. Mm-hmm. Like he's getting like he likes.
Do you watch Jake Paul?
I used to watch Jake Paul.
Okay.
Not like addictively, but like I used to watch like every other day, like sometimes. But like I used to watch it, and there was like nothing that I feel like if I was watching that video, I couldn't see anything bad coming out of the video. Like if somebody's watching the video, I don't think anybody could have harmed or the video could have been portrayed negatively. Because they're just simple pranks. They're silly. They're funny. That's what people like to watch. It's entertainment.
Yeah, I would say this. Based off, because I haven't watched a single Jake Paul video in a very long time. Mm-hmm. And the last time I was really tuned into what was going on was last time he fought that dude.
KSI?
No, not KSI.
Does he?
The Tyrone dude. Tyrone dude, whatever his name is.
Oh, really?
He beat his ass. It was funny as hell. But yeah, I just remember watching that little quote of like Tyrone just telling him like, you know, you're portraying somebody that you're not. And I respect. I'm not like trying to bash Jake Paul like, oh, you're a bitch, blah blah blah. But he's doing a lot better than he used to be. I'm gonna say that. Like he's like when it comes to like his content, like if he's doing all that boxing and training stuff and he's really like trying to be a boxer and doing things, I respect that. That's fire. You know, that's cool.
He's becoming a boxer. He said he want to go into the NFL. He's doing all the things that.
And that's hard, bro. But I just meant like when he was going through his little cultural appropriation era, bro, trying to act like he was from the hood and shit like that. Like I just don't respect that.
I mean that. I wouldn't even say that's just because of him. That could have just because when he's coming up like that, he's making this type of music. He was making rap music.
Mm-hmm.
He's around a lot of black people.
Okay.
When you're around a lot of black people, you're gonna be influenced by that. You're gonna start acting quote unquote black.
Hell no.
What?
I would never be.
Look at that white boy in the hood.
That's different, nigga.
How was that different?
He was raised that way.
Yes, he was
If I hang out with a nigga and he start acting black around me, I'm never hanging out with that nigga again. I want you to be yourself.
But if this man is solely hanging around black people for a good
It
amount of
wasn't
time,
solely hanging around with black people. He was definitely not solely hanging around.
I wouldn't say solely, but a majority. You want to do that?
You wouldn't be cool. I mean, you would be cool with that.
I'm cool.
You start hanging around with some white dude named.
And
black.
I'm not even saying acting black fully. I'm just saying he's like comfortable. Like he start using your slang. He start dressing different. He's influenced. Dude, what?
There's a difference between taking things from the black community and making it your own, which I don't have a problem with as long as you do it in a respectful manner, and trying to be something that you're not. Those are two different things.
But okay, how was he trying to be something he's not? Just saying that he was from the hood?
Yeah.
So when did he do this, in a video?
Yeah.
Or like a song?
I could pull up the quote on what Tyron Woodley was talking about. I think he was just talking about the way that he dresses and the things that he says, and maybe he said some shit in the song, things like that.
Okay,
but
the
like,
way that he dresses,
like his slang and stuff like that too. Like he's just talking differently, you know?
Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't be mad if I saw some white dude talking with slang that's typically used by black people, and he's dressing like. And
he's from Andover.
Yes, I wouldn't be mad at that.
Oh wow.
You would be mad at that?
I'm not gonna fight the nigga, but you're not coming to my crib.
Why?
Because I'm just not gonna mess with a goofy ass nigga.
How is that goofy?
That's goofy because you're not being yourself, bro. Like you trying to be something.
How do you know he's not? Because how do you know he's not?
Because you weren't born like that.
Yes,
bro.
but you can unconsciously change.
Nah, you can, but not in that way. Not in that way.
What do you mean? Because as you get older, you start unconsciously making different decisions about how you want to dress, how you want to portray yourself.
Yeah, you consciously make those decisions, and then they get buried into your subconscious. But I know what you're saying. But you're not gonna unconsciously just buy clothes. Like
you're not unconsciously buying the clothes, but
yeah.
You're unconscious, like you're seeing all these people buying the new like Nike hoodie. So you're not at that time. You may not be saying that. Oh, I want this Nike hoodie, but unconsciously you go buy the Nike hoodie because you see everyone else buying that Nike hoodie.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're trying to say. It's just like there's a thin line between appreciation and appropriation.
So what is wrong with that? A white boy talking with slang.
A white boy acting like he's from a place and doing things.
How is that acting like he's? If he's unconsciously being influenced. Because as I grew older, I wasn't consciously using the slang that I did. Because I just wasn't. I was just, you would hear the slang that was used so often that it was registered in your mind that when you're talking to somebody, you would say this.
Okay. I get what you're saying. So, with your logic, with what you're saying, right? Say we just started hanging out with this white dude, right?
Yeah.
And his name's like, I don't know, Billy. Young Billy. He's cool as hell. He plays the guitar.
Yeah.
And he starts hanging around with me and you, and maybe one more black dude. Let's say like, I ain't gonna say no names. Just a nigga named Tyrone. Alright? And me, you, Tyrone, and Billy are just hanging out every single day. And we say the N-word around him. And it gets buried into his subconscious mind.
Yeah.
And one day it just slips out. And he was just like, damn, nigga.
Yes, and that's more than likely happened before. But I'm not saying that's right. But I'm not saying that happens too often because white people know that's not something they should say. Yeah. So while unconsciously that's going into the brain, they know consciously that they shouldn't say that word.
Exactly, but this is where appreciation and appropriation comes in hand. appreciation would be, okay, let's just say in some way he accidentally said it, even though that's, how do you accidentally say something? But let's just say he did, and you know, you were like...
You've never accidentally said something?
Never accidentally...
Don't say that.
I've never accidentally said some racist shit.
Wait, no, pause. Okay.
Accidentally? No.
Okay, accidentally
said...
Accidentally said some real disrespectful things. Say,
okay.
Like, say you're around your mom.
Okay,
and you say something.
Okay,
it's real disrespectful.
Okay. But you only accidentally say those things once you start saying those things consciously. You're not going to accidentally say something that you've never said before.
I wouldn't say that.
Really?
There could be like something... There could be a time where maybe you're just in an argument and something just slips out.
And you've never said that before?
Yes.
I don't think that's how your vocabulary works.
Then how does somebody say the word for the first time?
You can say it, but that's consciously. You're not going to unconsciously slip out a word that you've never said before.
I've done it before.
I've not done that before.
Like, if I'm, like, talking and it's, like, me... I wouldn't say giving a speech, but, like, me explaining something, I'll use a word that I've never used before unconsciously. Then after I said that word, I'll be thinking about it like, did that fit right? Or does that sound right?
But that's consciously.
That's not consciously. You're making a conscious thought after you said the unconscious thing.
No, bro.
Yes.
No, bro.
Yes.
No.
If you're going along with the sentence and you...
That's the point of unconsciously saying things. You're not going to think about what you just said.
Yes. No, you can think about something that you unconsciously said.
Bro.
Because it threw you off.
I just don't think
because
that's
as
possible.
it's coming out your mouth, it goes back into your brain what you're saying. You're saying this,
when
that,
you realize he just fucked up because he said the N-word for the first time.
How do you know he said the N-word?
I just told you he says the N-word like around us and shit. And like he says it, and it's like the first time and he said it. Because he's been around people saying the N-word. Like,
so what is the question?
Question is, would you just like defend? Would you just be like, oh, that's like on some Jake Paul shit? Like, oh, that's cool. Like, I'm not tripping.
If he just went around and said the word?
Yeah, because he got influenced by some black people, so now he can say the N-word.
No, I wouldn't say that's okay.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
But that's racist. That's not.
That's not racist, bro. He's not using a hard R, right? He's just saying it with the A.
That's still racist.
Exactly.
Okay, so what is your point?
My point is, that's doing something that you didn't born doing that shit. You weren't raised around that shit. You weren't raised around that. So that's not right. And that's the same thing with the Jake Paul situation. You weren't raised around that. You weren't born that way. You didn't have any type of influence like that growing up until you got rich and started hanging around with black people. That's not good. That's not right.
How is that not right? Because you're hanging around a certain amount of people.
You can hang around with those people, but don't act like something you're not just because you're hanging around with different people.
Okay. I'm just saying. What if that's not a conscious thing that he's doing? He's unconscious.
You don't unconsciously change yourself, bro.
Yes,
That doesn't work, bro.
Yes, you do. Nah. There are things that you change about yourself. Habits that you build unconsciously.
I guess we're gonna have to agree to disagree.
I don't feel like every decision that you make is conscious.
Not every single decision, but the way that I move, the way that I treat myself,
the way that
I'm around myself is conscious.
The way that you treat yourself,
yeah,
and the way that you move, it could be different from any other person on this planet.
Okay, but you don't like that. That's not how human.
Yes,
it's not how the human brain works.
It is. I've unconsciously changed my style.
Unconsciously,
because I've seen people who dress like that. So
that's conscious.
Wait. No, if you seen someone dressed like that, and you seen them dressed like this for months, and you see everybody getting this certain piece of clothing,
you're gonna consciously be like, oh shit, maybe I should start dressing like that. That's not unconscious thought.
No, if you're at the store and get that hoodie, that may not be a conscious thought.
How is that? If you're unconsciously buying something, you got a shopping problem.
No, it's not unconsciously because you grab the hoodie, but it's not because you actually want to. It's not like a real conscious thought like, oh, I'm not thinking that I actually want to buy this hoodie. It's more so a thing like you saw these people wearing this hoodie, so you just grab the hoodie. It's not like you want it, but you're out shopping. You're out shopping
and you see people with the hoodie, so you buy the hoodie.
Yes, that's not like something like, oh, I wanted this hoodie. Like, you can go without saying, oh, I wanted this hoodie or I wanted to dress like that, and still unconsciously get those pieces of clothing.
But I just don't get how that's unconscious. I feel like that's
because
conscious.
you're not having an actual like self thought about, oh, I wanted to buy this.
But you don't unconsciously just do stuff. Like
Yes,
you don't. You unconsciously do your habits, what you normally do. Your habits, you can do them unconsciously because you're so used to doing it. But when you step out of your comfort zone or out of your normal zone to do something, that's a conscious thing because you can't. Your body moves in a cycle. No matter what, humans are addicted to something. They're addicted to doing the everyday things that they do. Say you wake up every single day, and you have the same morning routine that you wake up and you eat food, and you brush your teeth, meditate, and go work out, right? And that's what you've been doing for the past 6 months.
Yes.
And then out of nowhere, you get a roommate, and that roommate fucks up your sleep schedule because I don't know, they're there. You're not gonna unconsciously change it. You're gonna consciously change it because you're not
Consciously change your sleep schedule?
No, your morning routine. You're not gonna unconsciously change that because you have a new thing that's changing what you already got going on. Same thing with.
No. Okay, pause.
What?
Wait, this is different.
How is that different?
I am saying if you're going to school
Okay.
and you see people wearing this night, they're dressing differently. They have a new type of style compared to your old style. You can unconsciously go and get a different pair of clothing
Because the other people are wearing it. That's
yes.
a conscious thing.
That's not a conscious thing
Yes, you are.
because you may not be thinking in your mind like, oh, I want this hoodie. But like once you get to the store, you sitting here.
So you're okay. I get what you're saying.
Because you don't think that you ever move like this. You don't think there's ever been some times when you just moved unconsciously.
Of course, I've moved unconsciously, but I haven't changed my persona unconsciously. You can't change your persona unconsciously. That is a conscious thing because in order to change your persona, you have to be uncomfortable. You don't get.
No, you don't.
Yes, bro. You don't have to like.
Because humans change every day. We change every day, whether that's on the inside, outside. We learn something new every day. We go to school and there is.
No, I believe you.
There's things that the teachers say, and I may not be listening, but unconsciously I will retain information.
Bro, you know damn well you're not gonna retain that information if it doesn't affect you in any way, shape, or form. There's some shit that I've learned in school that I don't know now.
There are times when I've just been zoned out,
Yeah.
but I will retain that information, even though in my mind I didn't even hear none of that.
Right.
Unconsciously, I retain that information
Mhm.
because one, your mind's not solely. That's not the only muscle that's working at that moment.
Yeah,
You have different muscles that's working. You have different emotions that going through.
Mm-hmm.
What?
No, I'm agree with you.
So all I'm saying is that you can go do something unconsciously,
bro. No, bro.
Yes.
So you can unconsciously go fuck somebody, bro? Like,
no.
so how do you unconsciously change your persona then?
I'm saying, like, there are things. I'm saying that there's. When I changed my style personally, I didn't consciously go and be like, oh, I wanted to change how I dress. That was more so like my environment around me. I'm like, I started noticing things.
Mm-hmm.
I never actually thought about it, but I just see, you see more people wearing red. You just start noticing them more. You don't think about it, but like you go to the store, you go buy something red.
So you're gonna start wearing something red just because people around you are wearing something red?
Yes.
Why?
Because that's the thing. You are influenced by your environment.
To an extent, though.
To an extent. But there are times when I have actually gone about something unconsciously. And that was just because maybe I saw somebody, say I saw you drinking that water,
Mm-hmm.
and not even thinking about it, it's like a month or two later, I go and buy that certain brand of water. I wasn't consciously thinking about this time that you bought or that you were drinking this water.
I'm really like my
because
to, like,
I get what it's just
yeah.
There are certain times when you can make an unconscious decision. When you, like you were saying, like having sex with somebody, you can't make that as an unconscious That's not an unconscious thing because
Exactly.
you're going through multiple emotions.
And
Every single part of your body is active when you're having sex.
And every single part of your body is also active
When you're what?
when you're changing yourself, when you're changing your persona, when you're talking different, when you're treating yourself different, when you're trying to be something that you're not. It takes your mind, your body.
But why are you saying?
mouth.
Why do you keep saying it like that? Being something you're not.
Because that's what it is.
How so?
Because that's not what you are.
Because he wasn't raised that way. Because he's influenced by the black community.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bad thing. Because he starts dressing differently. Because he starts using the slang. That's the bad thing.
So, okay, to ask you a question on top of that, because I get the question you're trying to ask, but if people around you, and we're gonna say white people because this is like a white people thing.
Yeah.
White people around you, and they were doing that, and you saw like they were trying to act like they was from Chicago.
Yes.
You wouldn't give a fuck?
No. Especially if it has no effect on me.
No, I'm saying these people are like your homies.
And they started acting like they were from Chicago?
Yes.
Like, how so? Like, they were just... Because all I'm saying is dressing differently and changing your slang.
Okay, are those the only two examples?
Dressing differently, changing your slang,
I mean,
and changing the way you rap.
It gets deeper than that, you know?
With him, I wouldn't say so.
Okay, I mean, I respect that. If it's not deeper than that with him, then it's not deeper than that with him. But in a broad scale of things, that's the problem that most people have, especially influencers, that it is deeper than that. It's deeper than that in senses of their fans look at that, they watch that, they see that, and they want to be that. Because that's what's getting you busting. That's what's getting you popping.
Yes, but that all depends on the consumer. You can sit there and watch Jake Paul and go do one of his dumb breaks and get in trouble for it, but it's not Jake Paul's fault. I can go listen to Chief Heath and go kill somebody. That's not my fault. That's not his fault.
I'm not blaming it 100% on them. But like you said, your environment does play a big role on you as a person. And if that environment...
So you're saying in this environment includes what you watch as entertainment or what you do for entertainment?
Everything you do is like... your environment is everything that you do and everything that you consume. It's everything that you are around. It's what you talk to. That's why a lot of billionaires go in isolation.
But that varies. Because there are some people who don't... That's iffy. Because when you're in a certain environment, say you're in the hood... I would say that there is probably some dude who listened to like Katy Perry.
Yeah, they play Katy Perry in the hood.
And I'm saying that dude could be influenced by Katy Perry.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that. But that's
what?
But you can be influenced without changing your persona for somebody.
What is the problem with that?
Changing who you are?
It's not even necessarily that, but like changing in general. Because you don't have to say changing who you are. It's just change. Okay. We all change.
Okay, but change. You gotta remember, change and evolution are not the same thing. Evolution is changing, but changing is not always evolution.
Yes, and we all change every day. Do you not believe that?
We do change every day. We don't evolve every day, though.
Yes, I'm not saying we evolve every day, but I feel like we change, whether that's the way we talk, whether that's the way we dress, whether that's what we eat. Mm-hmm. It's always something new changing because it's a new day. We're humans. We have different emotions. We change. We don't stay the same.
For the better or for the worse, though. Sometimes it's for the worse.
That's subjective, depending on what you consider what's quote-unquote better or worse.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you on that one, but how do I word this without sounding like an idiot? When what you're doing kind of fits a certain agenda, I think you can broadly say that it's changing for the worse. When you have a big following of white people and you're trying to act black.
I wouldn't say that's changing for the worse. Because that's pure entertainment. It's like art. That's the main reason that rappers and artists can't go to jail for what they say in their songs. It's a form of art.
Actually, they can now, but I get what you're saying.
It's a form of art.
Mm.
So, with disclosure,
Expression. My bad.
no, elaborate.
Yeah, art. One of the most important, realest things on this earth. Art is expression. And expression, true expression comes from authenticity. Real expression comes from authenticity. Fake expression comes from others, comes from seeking validation, comes from being something that you're not. And that never lasts. And I think that's the difference between changing for the better and changing for the worse. When you are yourself, and when you gravitate towards the things that
wait. How do you know he's not being himself? You
think that's him being himself?
That's my main point.
Alright, I mean...
Because we all...
are different?
No, we all change. We can all change unconsciously. Do you believe that?
Yes.
I believe that maybe he had some sort of like idea that he was changing, but I don't feel like he put too much thought. Just like with a lot of people, when I go through changes, it's actually I put thought in it now just because I journal, just because I write out my thoughts and I think about stuff more. But I would say a large majority of the population. The large majority of the population, I don't feel like they consistently change constantly. I feel like there's some things that they go through unconsciously just because they're not always...
Like, they're not mentally strong enough.
They're not mentally strong enough. They're not actually, like, journaling, meditating, actually hearing out their thoughts.
Yeah. Going
through, like, the decisions.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think that the only thing that we are not agreeing on is whether that's momentarily a positive thing or a negative thing. And I get what you're saying. I guess from my point of view, it's a negative thing because I can see
that you unconsciously change.
Not that you unconsciously unconsciously change, but it depends on what that thing is. Like, it varies because some people can unconsciously change for the better. Some people can unconsciously better themselves and the people around them.
But let's go back to that. That's subjective.
That is subjective. I agree. That is subjective.
Like, what do you think someone dressing with their pants sagging? To me, that may be like a bad change. To others, it may be a good change.
Yeah.
That good or bad factor is really just dependent.
Open-mindedness causes you to see both sides. I'm sorry I keep hitting this shit, but it causes you to see good things and bad things of every aspect, even if you really don't want to agree with it. Because I really don't want to agree with that. I honestly, I'm being honest with you. I don't want to agree with that, but it is true. It's subjective. There are some weird-ass, bad-ass people who think that, you know, the bad things are good in some sense. Like, for example, this is a very, very fucked up example, but 9/11.
You believe there's people who believe that's a good thing?
There could be people from, you know, the Middle East who thought they were doing the right thing. Because
no, even in America, I wouldn't even doubt that.
Low key, because America is fucked.
Pause. Just like I said earlier.
What you mean pause?
Just like I said
earlier. I say nothing gay?
No, I'm not even pause.
Oh.
But just like I was saying earlier, with every negative comes a positive. You don't believe that happened with 9/11?
You think there's positives out of 9/11?
I don't believe there's not a positive out of 9/11. Because I believe with every positive comes out a negative. And
duality?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe in duality too. I mean, I just want to say rest in peace to a lot of people who, all the innocent lives on 9/11 and stuff like that.
Whether that's how they built their buildings differently, whether that's more awareness for the country's security, there's been better change, and there's objectively been worse change.
Yeah, this podcast is getting long. I really want to get into like the conspiracy side of things, cause
but we 2 hours into this.
Dummy long.
Oh my gosh,
we was having a good conversation.
Yeah, man.
Pause. Pause. I'm sorry.
Anything else you want to say, TP?
Hey, this is fire combo, W combo.
Yeah, this is W combo.
Nah, I mean, I think we definitely went all the way off topic because we started this off like dating.
Yeah.
But Damn, I kind of wanted to elaborate on that more too, because I kind of wanted to talk about my personal experiences on dating him, but I could save that for another time, you know.
Yeah, we reached 2 hours.
Yeah.
What are we at? We at 50 now.
Damn.
Let's.
Do you want to reach too?
Yeah.
The last minute.
Let's just sit here instead.
I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, man.
Man, you got anything going on today? What you doing today?
Gotta work.
Yeah, what time?
5. That's like if I didn't work, we would go longer. Pause.
No, bro.
Yeah.
That just hurt my feelings, bro.
No racial
today. No racial.
No racial.
No racial, y'all.
Yeah. Well.
I
I want to say thank you for everybody who tuned into this episode. I think it's episode 5.
Episode 5, man. Episode 5, man.
Yeah, so thank you for everybody who tuned into the podcast. This is the Applying Pressure Podcast with Mraz and
Young TP, man.
They gon' hate, talk about me cause I do it. Ice on my way, I've been through it. I was there when no one knew it. Call me T because I'm zooming. Really rapping and I'm booming. Get it, they talking about yellow. Put like a cello. People like money, they talking about Kello. Talking about funny, they dumb and they rello. Ooh, you say bow and I say hello. People, they snoozing fast and really mad because I get it like second.